Jane Austen Goes to Sea by Brittany Pepper. Chapter 1. Treating of a fated encounter and the slight irritation of a foreign gentleman. Carrie had 5 days to live. 5 days before her world shrank again to 4 walls, the steady beep of reminders, and the one person in the world she truly loved. For today, she was aiming at a cruise ship, gliding into Sydney Harbour as the sun rose beyond. 3 cameras, 2 global icons, 1 moving target, to say nothing of the dog sniffing her ankles with intent. Her life might be on a short fuse, but the light was perfect. Carrie L. Watson, Carrie to everyone but her bank, hefted her worn camera bag and slammed her elderly Polo's door with a jerk of her hip. The familiar weight against her shoulder felt like coming home, even if her actual home was lonely, awkward and cramped these days. Saddled up, hitting the road again, back in the groove, today, and the 5 days ahead, were her last sniff of freedom. After that, duty called. An image flashed in her mind. The small, hushed rooms, the scent of antiseptic, the slow drain on her savings account. Home confinement. No way round it. But for today? Dawn patrol at the harbour was a tradition among Sydney photographers, but most of them clustered around the Opera House like seagulls squawking over a chip. Amateurs. The real magic today happened here, in front of the old coat hanger. Its familiar curve of riveted steel like a protective arm over the harbour. She looked up at the underside of the harbour bridge as she walked beneath. Its bulk a looming presence above. A gateway to adventure and delight as she turned the corner and the heart of Sydney opened itself to her happy eyes. "G'day, gorgeous," she whispered to the harbour as it stretched out before her. An old lover awaiting her touch. The water caught fragments of the slowly brightening sky, not yet the postcard blue that tourists expected, but something less romantic. A steely grey touched with pearl. A ferry cut across the harbour, leaving a foaming white trail. Carrie stood at the water's edge, finding her preferred position at the apex of the land's curve. She unzipped her bag with eager fingers, pulling it open before diving in to grasp her Leica and tripod. She would need a firm hand, a steady camera, and the exact right settings. One slip, and the shot was gone. Right. Take it easy, Carrie, she told herself. Breathe. Focus. Do your job. Feel the magic. Don't get lost in it.
Come here often?
Another photographer. Some kid with a little Fujifilm. All the time, mate, she said. You here for the Queen?
Huh? No? Street shooting. Get the buskers as they set up. The night workers heading home. Party girls on the ferry of shame. Joggers tripping over their toy dogs. Always something going on at the quay.
She smiled. Get the story in one frame.
The decisive moment.
He echoed, following her thought. She looked at him looking back. He'd see a blonde with a ponytail, 40 years under her faded khaki shirt, trim yet, hunger in her eyes.
Maybe we could get a coffee in an hour or so?
He suggested.
Check out the morning's catch.
I'd like that. Trouble is... She paused. No, it wouldn't work. I've got half an hour and I have to be heading back. Another time. He dug into his pocket, passed over a card.
Sydney streetlight, but you can call me Todd.
Clever. She gave him hers.
Far-flung photography.
He read, and his eyes widened.
Hey, you're Carrie Watson? I've got a couple of your books. Wow.
Carrie smiled and lifted her Leica. I'll give you a freebie. Stand just there, hold up your camera, don't smile. He posed. Oh, crap, she exclaimed. You've just been photobombed by the Opera House. He laughed. She got him as his face creased up and his eyes twinkled. Corny but effective. God, but this was fun. In the groove again. She smiled back and he snapped off a burst.
Fair's fair, I'll send you a copy. See you round, hey?
Lovely to meet you. Next time, bring those books for me to sign. Now I've got work to do. Go make some pictures.
You too, Carrie.
She watched him bounce away toward the ferry wharves and cafes of Circular Quay. She chimped at her screen before screwing on the tripod plate and setting up. That cheesy joke had landed just right. Dark hair framed a merry face, opera house to one side, a tugboat steaming past on the other. She'd get it off to him when she had time, maybe follow it up when she got back, maybe forget all about him. That'd be easier on everyone. A jogger pounded by, breathing hard. A seagull landed on the railing, eyeing her with mercenary interest. Carrie ignored them both, focusing on the balance of light and shadow, water and sky. "Come on," she murmured. With luck, sun and ship would arrive together. Not yet. The clouds shrouding the eastern horizon beyond the empty harbour were still dominant, muting the colour and contrast she craved. But she could wait. Photography had taught her patience, if nothing else. Next was the Canon with its long lens. She pushed her hand through the wrist strap, allowing it to dangle with her fingers lightly on the grip. She'd need that reach to capture detail before the ship drew closer. Her phone pinged and her heart bounced, then she settled. Just the alarm she'd set. Docking time had come and her ship was late. Carrie swiped to the tracker app, watching the little icon of the cruise ship creeping toward her. Her target had passed through the heads and was forging up the channel. "A minute," she whispered, judging progress. Her eyes darted between the distant shadow of Bradley's head and her phone. Any moment now. There. The Queen Elizabeth nosed into view, the great ship rising above the low headland, the sun cresting the horizon at the perfect moment. Carrie's breath caught. "You bloody beauty," she whispered, lifting the cannon. The ship sliced through the harbour waters, her dark hull dwarfing everything. So sleek she seemed to pour into the frame, a giant moving with impossible silence. Her white superstructure gleamed in the early light, crowned by that distinctive red funnel bearing the Cunard logo. Carrie's finger found the shutter release, the camera clicking steadily. She zoomed in and out, tracking the floating palace as it followed the ancient course of the Parramatta River, drowned eons ago beneath the wide harbour. The low sun poured over the water, splashing gold across the ship's flanks and lighting windows ashore. A ferry crossed her course, a toy beside the cruise ship's bulk. Carrie shifted her shot to capture the contrast. The ship was lining up with the fort, the faster ferry creating a dynamic composition. Almost there.
"You'll want the fort just a fraction to the left."
A male voice, faintly amused. She didn't look up. "I'll want you not in my shot,"
"Marvellous, isn't it?"
he went on.
"Pinch gut, they used to call it. Convict prison, bread, water and—"
"Trying to work here," she muttered.
"Rats the size of cats. Imagine living out there with nothing but the wind for company."
Sun bathed the Queen, lighting her with gold above the still-shadowed face of the fort. This was it. Suddenly, the image vanished. "Fuck!"
"Is that a Leica Q on your tripod? May I take a quick look while you're not using it?"
"But you stepped in front of the one I am using, you moron." The ferry was now hidden behind the ship. The sunlight had vanished. The moment was lost. "May I toss you in the harbour? You ruined my shot." His eyebrows shot up, disappearing under the brim of his tweed cap.
"Best offer I've had all day."
She looked him up and down. An older man. Tweed cap, well-cut jacket, the moon tan of someone fresh from a northern winter. "Breathe, Carrie." He didn't mean it. "And you are?"
"A hopeless case,"
he said.
"I talk too much, stare too long, and know far too much about places I've never been."
She arched an eyebrow. "Sounds exhausting."
"For me or for you?"
Carrie's lips twitched.
"Don't answer that. I'll get out of your hair. Nice to meet you, miss."
"Ugh. Ms.," she said. He didn't move.
"My ship,"
he went on.
"I'll be going aboard later. I hear she's quite nice."
Carrie raised her camera. "My cabin's on the left side. Perhaps you can stick to the right,
"Starboard, you mean? We'll be jolly shipmates together, what?"
She looked at him.
Ah, I'd best be off. I think there's some coffee with my name on it.
He turned and strolled off toward the Park Hyatt. Coffee. Carrie would kill for a cup. Oh well, it would have to wait. She was late already. Through her lens, she saw passengers, leaning over their cabin balconies, crowding the upper decks, entranced by the spectacle of Sydney Harbour, with the dawn lighting it up brilliantly. Older people, her mother's age. She zoomed in tighter, capturing their expressions as they leaned against railings, pointing and taking photos with their phones. And Carrie, a tiny mote in that immensity, aiming a speck of camera back at them. The ship started a gentle turn into Sydney Cove. Carrie lowered the cannon, moving back to her tripod-mounted Leica, adjusting for the changing light. Her heart quickened. This was it. The curved white sails of the opera house against the angular hull of the ship. Perfect. This was what she lived for. This. The worry about what came next dissolved. The noise, the wind, everything fell away until there was only the light, the lines, and the thump of the shutter in time with her own pulse. She was nothing but an artist's eye, an eager finger, and a choice. Utterly alive. A shaft of sun lanced through the clouds, hitting the opera house and the ship's funnel like a spotlight. The ship's wake curled behind her, a ribbon of white against the steel-blue water. Carrie worked methodically, watching as the composition aligned perfectly, her fingers firing by instinct to catch the decisive moment. Her leg moved by instinct as well, sending an overly familiar dog whining away, a rumble of protest from its owner just noise on the wind. Click, click, click. The camera's shutter was a steady heartbeat against her own. Be one with the camera, Carrie. Feel the moment. Yes, 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 she breathed. Got it. She grabbed at her phone for a snapshot. The Queen moved closer, her enormous hull blocking the dawn. Through gaps in the plating, light spilled, revealing crew at their tasks. Carrie switched back to her long lens, zooming in on the bridge where officers in crisp uniforms looked down. She caught a crewman readying mooring lines, then an elderly couple on their balcony, arms wrapped around each other as they took in the spectacle of Sydney unfolding before them. The ship was close. Her lens brought them closer. Feel the emotion, Carrie. Capture the moment. She zoomed in on a child's face, a rare bird amongst the silver hairs, excitedly pointing out sights to her grandparents, waving to Carrie as she spotted the photographer. "Welcome to Sydney!" Carrie shouted, waving back and earning a smile from the child and a salute from the oldies. "Click, perfect." "Far-flung photography," she yelled. "Check my website." Carrie lowered her camera, a wide, unbidden grin spreading across her face. "Got it. Time to go. Time to breathe."